Good morning, everyone. In June of 1999, when I was put at the age of 23 into a back of a police car, and I asked could I comfort my children and tell them it would be okay, and had a police officer tell me I did not deserve to be a mother, and that I would serve a life sentence, and I could not comfort my children, it became my duty to enter this fight. Because of the fact that I can pass as white and articulate, so I got leniency in my sentence and got 12 years instead of life, it became my duty to fight. It became my duty to fight. Excuse me. It became my duty to fight because today there will be a person in a women's prison who will be denied access to care because of their gender representation or because of the color of their skin. Today, there will be a woman who will refuse a pap smear, or a trans man who will refuse a pap smear because of fear of being re-traumatized through the exposure to doctors whom they have no choice to ask for a female. Only male doctors are there and present. They have no choice in their reproductive care. Today, a woman will lose her parental rights because DCFS did not take the time to find them where they're confined in a cell to tell them that they have the right to show up and contest the termination of their parental rights. Today, there will be a woman that will be misdiagnosed and told she has cervical cancer or told she has fibroids, and that her only option will be a surgery that will sterilize her for life. Today, there will be someone that will be penalized because their gender expression does not match what the prison system decides our gender expression should be. So if they decide that they would rather wear boxers than panties, they will be penalized for that gender expression choice. Today, there will be a woman arrested because welfare does not allow her to be able to provide adequately for her children, and she will be criminalized for involving herself in informal economy simply to care for her children and told she is not worthy of being a mother. Today, someone will be denied access to grants because they have a drug conviction and they cannot get childcare and they cannot have access to food because they have been criminalized, probably because they were doing whatever was necessary to be able to provide for those very children they are told they do not deserve to have. So prisons in and of themselves are a reproductive justice issue. Prisons in and of themselves are a neo-slavery issue, and neo-slavery is a reproductive justice issue. So today, I hear people say poor people should just make better choices, or they should try harder and they won't be poor. I hear people say that prisons are broken and we need to reform and we need to work to fix them. And I'm here to tell you, prisons work so perfectly to their design, they cannot contain themselves. And I want to finish up by telling you what inspires me, besides the fact that I'm blessed to wake up every day free, and I am blessed to wake up every day able to walk, and able to speak, and able to articulate, and able to tell my story in a way that can get people to listen. And I am blessed by God to be able to do that, and to represent those who are still locked behind a wall and have no voice. I got to the experience of going to we have an anti-sterilization bill to stop the coercive sterilization of women in prison and trans people in prison. And I have a powerful, wonderful friend who at the age of 24 was told she might have cancer. And they wanted to perform exploratory surgery to see if she had cancer. And what they actually did when she was 24 years old was they went in and they cut off the blood supply to her ovaries. And they sterilized her. And they told her they did not. And it took Justice Now, and it took people who were able to articulate and able to read medical files and have to have that heartbreaking message to sit with her and tell her you will never again give birth, that your right to self-determine your family has been terminated. And that was in 2002. And she's told her story, and she's told it under a pseudonym, out of shame, out of hurt. out of the destruction that it caused more to her body, but to her soul, to her mind, to her spirit. And 2 weeks ago, we went for a hearing for our bill. And this woman proudly and bravely sat there for the very first time, almost 15 years later, and told her story as herself. And the healing and the release that she got was so empowering that I had to share this story here. That this woman was able to, and it took her so many years to even reach a place of that much healing to tell her story. And she walked out crying, and we went to go check on her. And she said, you know what? Hearings never go well for me. So this is the first time I felt heard in 15 years for what they did to me. And they even denied her lawsuit because of what she might have heard while going under anesthesia from an anesthesiologist. Had she been white, had she been free, I think the outcome of that lawsuit would have been quite different. So I will end that on that story, and just to think why this work is so important and how it intersects and how prisons permeate our everyday lives, how we're brought up to believe that prisons are the way to correct people and the way to fix people, and really they break people down worse. And I survived, and I am who I am despite them, because of the love and the solidarity of women and other trans people inside who lifted me up and showed me a better way. And on that note, if you really want to learn more and you want to hear narratives and you want to hear what these women have experienced, her story, along with other stories, are in a book called Inside This Place, Not of It. And my coworker, Teresa, also co-founding board member, will gladly sign this book, and we encourage you to read it and learn these narratives and learn what these people have gone through and how they have survived and how we continue to survive and build our community until we are all free and we all self-determine our lives and we all self-determine our families and we all self-determine our gender expression. Thank you.